we are back. Another day of multiplicative comparisons. We're actually doing pretty well. Sometimes this can feel like pulling teeth, but you guys are doing your box method, you're reading the questions, you're doing the work, so we're off to a good start. Before we get into your activity for today, a little pregame entertainment. If you send me a video of you trying to or successfully juggling, I'll give you 10 tickets. All right, let's get this screen shared here. All right, so with our multiplicative comparisons, we have, I think day one was where we had the big number, we had to figure out the small number. The second day was we had the small number, but we had to figure out the big number. Today, we're actually going to have both. We're going to get the big number, we're going to get the small number, but the question is going to be asking how many times as much or how many times more, so-and-so, blah, blah, depending on what the question says. So we're going to have to figure out how many times. This one is easy if you know your multiplication. If you know your multiplication and the question asks how many times, you could probably solve this 100% of the time without doing the box method. Now, I'm still going to use the box method, but you guys know the drill. If you've got a way that works faster that you're more comfortable with and you're still getting the results, do it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do 3 of these questions together, and then for the last 2, I'll read, you'll pause, you'll solve, then you'll press play and watch me go over it. So really, all I want you to do is watch on the first 3, and then I'll give you a chance to try 2 on your own, and then you've got a sheet listed in the announcements that's 10 questions, very similar questions to these, but everything that we do right here will work for those questions that will help you. All right, so I'll start with this one. Number 1 says, Tiffany's sunflower is 3 inches tall. Kim's sunflower is 18 inches tall. How many times as tall is Tiffany's sunflower compared to Kim's sunflower? So it's not telling us somebody has times as many greater. That's what we are to figure out. But when I see times as tall, I'm still thinking box method. And again, you could look at this right now and you could know something times 3 to get 18 to give you this answer immediately. But I know I'm comparing Tiffany's sunflower with Kim's, so those are the 2 names that I'm going to pull out. Get a color here. We got Tiffany, we got Kim. Now the only tricky part is we're normally getting our picture from so-and-so times as many. But since we don't have that information, we've got to look somewhere a little bit different. So you know somebody always automatically gets 1 box. And that person who automatically gets 1 box is that smaller number. So if I'm looking at this question, I know Tiffany's got 3 inches of a sunflower. Kim's got 18 inches tall sunflower. Tiffany's number is smaller, which means she's automatically going to get the 1 box. So I can go ahead and put Tiffany's box. And I already know what's going to go in that box. It says Tiffany's sunflower is 3 inches tall. Well, if I know her picture is equal to 3, I could say 3 divided by 1 and get 3, or I can just go ahead and put the 3 in that box. Now, that doesn't mean I'm just going to draw a box for Kim and put 18 in it, because Kim has to have more boxes than Tiffany does. But I do know that Kim's boxes are going to have 3 inside. So I know that this picture's got to be equal to 18. So here's where you just got to do a little bit of work. If I have 1 box for Kim, which I know has 3, that's not enough. So I'll put another box. Still not equal to 18. I'm going to put as many boxes as I have to until I know that Kim's picture is equal to 18. Now, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Once I've gotten enough boxes to make that equal to 18, when I count the number of boxes that Kim has, that's how many times as tall her sunflower is than Tiffany. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means Kim's sunflower is 6 times as tall as Tiffany's. Again, you could look at those numbers and instantly know because you know your facts. I'm still going to show you that box method because like I told you in the past, it works every time. All right, so moving on to another one. Like I said, we'll do 3 together. Let's get that cleared off. So it says Rebecca saved $36 this month. Last month, she saved $9. How many times as much money did Rebecca save this month as last, or then last? Again, you could look at that 9. You could know 9 times something to get you 36, but I still see times as much. So I'm still thinking multiplicative comparisons. I'm comparing the money saved from last month to this month. So we'll do TM for this month, LM for last month. Again, it doesn't say a number times as many to give us our picture. So we're going to look at the smaller number, and that smaller number is automatically going to get the 1 box. In this case, it says last month she saved $9. So last month's the small number. Last month gets 1 box, and I know that that 1 box is just going to be worth $9. Again, I know this month, this picture's got to be equal to 36. So I got to see how many boxes I would have to put next to this month in order to make that equal. 1 box would not be enough. That's only $9. If I add another box, that's $18. If I add another box, I've got $27. And if I do a 4th box, that gives me $36. So it's almost like I'm listing multiples in a way. Once I've got my picture to match all my information, I'll count how many boxes I have, and in this case I have 4, which means that this month Rebecca saved 4 times as much as she did last month. Again, if you know your facts, you're knocking that one out pretty quick. If not, box method is going to work every single time. All right, I'll show you one more. It says Paula has 28 coins in her coin collection. Tony has 4 coins. Paula has how many times as many coins than Tony? Again, times as many, multiplicative comparison. In this case, I'm comparing the coins that Paula has and Tony has, so I will pull them out of the question. I do not know how many boxes somebody is going to get because it does not say a number times as many. So in this example of a question, when I don't know that number, I've got to look at the smaller number, which is Tony. He has 4 coins. Why did I put C? It says Tony has the small number. He automatically gets the 1 box. And I also know that that 1 box just has 4 coins inside. I also know Paula's picture's got to be equal to 28 coins. And I'm just going to draw boxes until my information matches that. 1 box would not be enough. 2 boxes is 8. 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Once my picture matches my number, count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means that Paula has 7 times as many coins as Tony. So when I solve them, I'm going to show you that way every time. When you solve them, it's completely up to you how you choose to do it. But like I've told you in class, if you're somebody who is missing a question pretty consistently and not doing the box method, that's when I'll say, hey, you have to do the box method. If you've got a different way that works every single time, keep doing it. That's fine. All right, so for the next 2, I'm going to read. I want you to pause and solve, press play, and see if your answer matches. So once I'm done reading this, just pause it and solve it. It says Bryson ran 12 miles in a week and Lesley ran 4 miles. How many times farther did Bryson run than Lesley? All right, so how you solved it was completely up to you, but I saw how many times farther. I thought about my multiplicative comparisons, and I know I'm comparing Bryson to Lesley. So I'll pull them out. And I don't know exactly what my picture is going to look like, but I do know Lesley's got the smaller number, so she automatically is going to get the 1 box. And I can go ahead and put her 4 miles in there. I also know that Bryson's picture has to be equal to 12 miles. And I'm going to start adding those boxes until I get that, because I know the boxes have to have 4. So there's 4 miles. 4 more miles gives me 8 miles. And 4 more miles gives me 12 miles. So that picture matches. Once I've got my picture, count how many boxes I have. There are 3, which means that Bryson ran 3 times as many miles as Lesley. Box method for me, however you solved it, if you got it right, we're good. All right, last one that I'd like you to try before you go back into your announcement and do that sheet. I'll read it, you pause it and solve it. It says a kangaroo weighs 63 pounds, a puppy weighs 9 pounds. How many times heavier is the kangaroo than the puppy? Again, I'm comparing the weights here of the kangaroo and the puppy. How many times heavier? I'm going to do my multiplicative comparisons with my box method. So I'm pulling out the kangaroo and the puppy. It does not give us a number times as many, so I don't know what my picture is supposed to look like. But I do know that since the puppy has the smaller number, it will automatically get 1 box, and I can go ahead and put those 9 pounds in that 1 box. And I also know that the kangaroo's picture has got to be equal to 63 pounds. So I'm going to start putting boxes up there until I can get to 63. Again, if you know your multiplication, you know your multiples, this is a lot easier. So 1 box would give me 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, and 63. Once my picture matches my information that the question gave me, count my number of boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means that a kangaroo weighs 7 times as much as a puppy. What I've been seeing in class and what I've been seeing in Fantastic 5 is that with these questions, 9 times out of 10, the math is really, really good, but we're not reading the questions. Again, these to me are not very challenging if you know your multiplication, but if you don't, guys, you've got strategies. You can list your multiples out to figure that stuff out. So it's not impossible, but it becomes so much easier when you know those facts. So in your announcements, you've got, it's either 8 or 10 questions, I don't remember, but if you're coming across something that you're not comfortable with, you have questions, you don't have to submit it right away. Shoot me an email or Zoom with me and I can try and get you taken care of. All right, guys, thanks for watching.